Hi again, me. It's time for another quick trip through
Texas.
Texas, Steve. Texas.
Yep. We passed through the Waco area a while back, and I wanted to share a few short highlights with you in case you'll be passing through anytime soon. We stayed at Airport Park, which is an Army Corps of Engineers campground. The turnoff to get to the campground can be a little confusing, so you'll want to make the turn off of the road along the airport versus where Google or Apple Maps will take you. The spots are really clean, well-maintained, level, and they're a mixture of full hookup, water and power only, and tent sites. Our full hookup site was $32. The spaces are also really big, so both our 25-foot RV and car fit no problem. There were also giant Class A's that fit with a truck, and even they had plenty of room to spare. There's also bathrooms available if you need them. The sites are also spaced out great, so no feeling like you're on top of your neighbor here. The area is really beautiful, and you can sit and watch what I hope were fish jumping in the water. We didn't do any fishing, but I hear this is actually a great fishing spot, and lots of people visited with boats. Seriously, guys, this is a fish, right? Unfortunately, this campground is closed right now due to recent heavy rains across central Texas, and the flooding has put the water levels almost 20 feet above normal, so you'll have to keep checking the website that I'll put down below to see when it reopens. If you are able to stay at Airport Park, depending on when you're watching this video, it's about a 20-minute drive from the downtown Waco area, which is home to the Magnolia Silos, Farmers Market, Dr. Pepper Museum, and lots of shops and restaurants. You'll also have a 20-minute drive to check out the Cottonland Castle, and it's only about a 10-minute drive to the Waco Mammoth National Monument. Our first activity was making a stop at the Waco Mammoth National Monument. This is a pretty cool attraction where you get to see mammoth fossil remains inside of a dig shelter. A small portion of the tour takes place outdoors, but this is mostly within an air-conditioned building. It's a really interesting info pack tour, and the staff did a great job not only giving the tour but answering any of the questions from the group. This is great for kids, or even if you just aspire to be a lifelong learner like me. This tour is handicap accessible, and there are lots of great spots to pack a lunch and enjoy a picnic in the shade. The cost is only $6, but they do give a $1 discount for seniors, military, and youths.
Youths.
If you're there when the weather's a little bit cooler, there's actually a nice little trail for you to walk. It's only a little over half a mile, but it's a great way to get a few steps in before you hit the road again. Next, let's head to the Silo District to check out all the fabulous fixer-upper points of interest. Before we got here, I just did some light Googling, but I didn't really understand the massive compound that is the Magnolia Empire. It's actually big enough that you can go on a 45-minute guided tour for $45. They also have a few other tour options if that's something you're interested in, but I'll post a link down to that in the description. We, however, did not go on any of the tours. I'm more of a wander around, grab a snack and a t-shirt kind of gal, so that's what we opted to do. There's a few kind of mini container park style places and food trucks to grab a bite, and a number of shops geared towards different things spread out near the ballpark behind the silos. For example, there's one that sells small houseplants and pottery, another that sells clothing, one for mostly stationery, a seed shop, the list goes on. You'll also see the Magnolia Press Coffee Co., where we grabbed a couple of iced coffees and a really fabulous blueberry muffin that tastes a lot like the ones from Williams-Sonoma, and I highly recommend you grab one if you pass through. Once you've stood on the green and gotten the obligatory photo in front of the silos, you're going to want to head into the Magnolia Market, which is the biggest store on the property. They've got pretty much everything a fixer-upper fan would hope to find, maybe other than seeing Chip Kool-Aid Man through some drywall. They've got all sorts of furniture you can order and even some more unique antique type pieces. And some of the tags on those items have a few tidbits on them that tell you why the piece is special. They even have an entire area of cool old doors for sale. So this is where the bulk of Magnolia activities are. If you want to visit the hotel that they restored, Hotel 1928, it's about a 12-minute walk in the Texas heat or a 3-minute drive. Their restaurant, Magnolia Table, is also about a 7-minute drive away from the silos. We were ready for dinner and a lot of the eateries at the silos weren't open, so many of those little container places seemed to close within that 3 to 6 window. So we ended up grabbing some eats at Fuego Tortilla Grill. This was only a quick 4-minute drive away from the silos. I ended up getting the Campeche fish tacos, which were delicious. They were fresh with a nice crunch and flavor and were topped with fresh crunchy red cabbage and pico de gallo. My husband got the loco pollo and he thought the chicken was nice and tender and the poblano queso added a nice smokiness. We also got a side of queso. What really made this meal great was that the chips and tortillas were fresh and made in-house. The portion sizes were also pretty big for the price, so I'd call this an overall good value and give it a big 2 thumbs up. On the way out of town, we needed to get our coffee fix again, so we made a stop at Black Rifle Coffee Company. I've mostly seen this coffee at the grocery store, and since I don't see freestanding locations everywhere, we decided to give it a try. My husband got a nitro cold brew, which he liked, and I got the Smoky Joe with oat milk, which is a bourbon brown sugar flavor. It was a little on the sweet side, but the actual coffee itself was good, and there was actually a really nice, easily detectable smokiness to it. Also, this feels like the price points were a little bit better than places like Starbucks or Pete's. Well, that's all folks. We got to hang out at an HGTV haven, traveled 67,000 years back in time, ate some tasty tacos, and camped at beautiful Lake Waco. Not too bad for a quick trip, and hopefully the highlights from our trip will help you plan yours. I'll see you guys next time. Go forth, be kind, be creative.